This is the 12th chapter from the book 101 Secrets of Effective Parenting. Do our children live in a shell? So this is one of the experiences what I had personally, a counseling experience where the parents along with the 14-year-old child came up. The biggest challenge what the parents were facing is, oh, my child is living in a shell, right? And it was both of them feeling so intensely. They feel a lot of capabilities of the child is not being expressed, and that is going to be a big problem for the child in the future. This is exactly what the parents felt. And when I started conversing with that boy who was about 14 years old that time, and my experience was different. He was able to connect with me. He was able to share a lot of things with me, and in fact I went ahead to ask some emotionally intense questions about certain relationships, maybe certain specific things what he shared with parents, and he was able to handle it well. In fact, he was able to share more than what I thought a normal 14-year-old child will possibly share, and he was able to carry forward the conversation very well. So I got understanding. I came to a conclusion that there is an error in the perception of the parents. Maybe the parents are not seeing certain things which the child is capable of or which the child is displaying. Those kind of challenges is what I've actually understood. So I had a next 25-minute session. What I had with the parents was very defining. Because when I asked them again what kind of challenge you are facing, what kind of challenge your son is facing, both of them told together he lives in a shell, and they never stopped there. They had a long list of things why it is a fact. So whenever the teacher asks a lot of questions in the class, he never answers, or he always plays with children who are younger in age than him, and many a times he never fights back. Even at home he never expresses what he really wants. So they had a long list of things to say why he lives in a shell. Then the next question what I asked him is this: so where is the shell? Then the mother was like little thinking what to answer, and then I insisted on that question, where is the shell? When this question became more stronger, she was finding it little difficult to answer, and finally said it is at our home, maybe it's in his room. So what she meant was, so whenever somebody comes home or anything he has to do at home, he gets into his room, he locks this room, and he's in a shell. So this is exactly what she was telling. And the next question what I asked them was this: what is the color of that shell? Have you seen it? So then it became a little different for them, little weird for them, but I insisted on them to answer, what is the color of the shell? Have you seen it? And then the answer went ahead. Answer was something like this: yeah, it was black in color. He gets into it always, and he locks it down. He never comes out of it. This is exactly what the parents were feeling. Now it became very clear. The shell is in the minds of the parents. If the child have to step out freely and get that freedom to express, he must be released from the shell which is there in the minds of his parents. So the next 15-20 minutes, the session what we had to break that shell open, because where the child was imprisoned almost for the past 13-14 years inside the minds of the parents, where we really need to do a lot of things to break open that shell, because it was a little intense visualization process, little intense process of mind, where some point of time the parents started realizing the kind of capabilities what the child is having, and helping to break that shell open and let the child in. And end of it, they had a lot of joy, because the joy of letting the child free is great for parents, and they did had a lot of regret, because maybe for the past 11-12 years the child was imprisoned in their mind and not in real world, right? So because of that he was restricted a lot. He also started feeling at some point of time, I am actually living in a shell. So that reduced his capabilities, that restricted his capabilities. Though he can do a lot more things, he never did it, because the parents felt he lives in a shell. So that day was very defining for them, and they started seeing how different his future is going to be. So what I would like to share with you is, so let your child free. So if you had certain perceptions about the limitations of your child, today is a day where you need to go ahead and change it, alter it, redefine certain things, so that your child is stepping up to realize all the capabilities. The secret I would like to share with you is secret number 12. Have you imprisoned your children in any way? Pin them down in your mind, act upon and change that scenario immediately. Set your children free.